Good morning, good day, and namaste. I am Malini Rajendran, joining you all from India. It is an honor and a privilege to be at this first People's Press Conference on this powerful platform of conversations where we are all gathered for this current planetary imperative to save, heal, and transform life on Earth. As we bring our open hearts and leave behind our closed minds and egos, as we listen with love and compassion to the problems around the world that need to be solved, as we listen with gratitude and accept with love the solutions that are being provided and offered, we come together with our hearts to create a new currency of ideas, solutions, mentoring, tutoring, and providing support in every way to each other, including our time and effort. A currency driven by love, driven by compassion and gratitude. On my part, I bring to you the activation of the infinite and unlimited potential of your heart through the Divine Heart Meditation, where with the power of unconditional love, we set out to create a new world as we reclaim our divinity and our true higher selves. As more and more divine hearts are awakened, we all come together to establish peace on earth. As we create the frequency of harmony all around us, we build a new world. We build a new world where we honor Mother Earth, all the creatures, and all the elements in it. We respect and love one another. We come together through these conversations, these open houses, and these solutions that we share with each other. And through these weekly press conferences, we share with one another solutions, we collaborate, we cooperate, leaving our egos behind and only following our hearts, working with diverse solutions and different methodologies from different parts of the world and in through different verticals. We move forward, converting our conversations into actions. And with that, I invite you to bring your heart into this event from now and for all the days that we will be conversing and cooperating and collaborating with one another. So let us take a moment and activate our hearts to move forward. So close your eyes, take a deep breath, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. Focusing your attention on your heart, ignite within it that brilliant, bright light that each one of us is filled with, that it may spread forth in all directions, lead us forward, and bring the solutions to all the problems that need to be solved, that bring us together as one humanity for the good of the whole, for the benefit of all, for the happiness, perfect health, and bliss for every human being and every other sentient being on this planet. and it is so. With that, gently open your eyes and welcome to the People's Press Conference. Over to you, Jamin.
Malini, so beautiful. Thank you so much. And with that, I'd love to pass it to Antoinette and Pato, followed by Kate, if you're all ready. Yeah.
Well, greetings, everyone. I just want to give everyone a warm welcome for all those that are attending, all those that are watching, all those that are tuning in. As our journey began quite a while back with Unity Earth and a lot of different organizations, as we were able pre-COVID to be able to come together with like minds, shared ideas, one goal and aim and humanity, you know, that all the things that we want to serve and purpose together. But due to COVID, you know, all of our traveling has stopped. You know, everything has kind of like ceased, but it hasn't ceased, you know, what's happening in our hearts and our minds, you know, and that's one of the reasons why this press conference today is allowing us to continue the works that everybody is doing by keeping us connected, by not distancing ourselves. Even though we have to socially distance, does not mean that we really have to socially distance ourselves from what we can actually accomplish together. Today, we're giving everyone an opportunity to hear about what's happening around the world through all the different collective organizations and individuals to try to make the world a better place. Every person can do something on any level that they can actually do. We all have a mission and a purpose in life if we actually all come together. You know, this is our journey. This is our press conference. This is our time to speak. This is our time to share. This is our time to get involved and not just be a passive fence sitter watching the world, you know, wither away on its own. You know, now is the time to really, really unite and unify with whatever ideas, whether it's the environment, whether it's the women, whether it's the animals, whether it's social justice, all the different things. There's so many people that I've met, and I've so enjoyed the after parties, you know, meeting people from around the world and getting to hear their stories and sharing their journeys with us. And it's like, why aren't we getting together and doing something? We can collectively move together with the forces of nature and power through all the individual and the collective consciousness of every single individuals. You know, so welcome. This is going to be an amazing day. It's going to be an amazing journey. I encourage all of you who are watching and or who are going to participate to watch and see what unfolds and happens week after week as we continue with this journey. Pato?
Well, everything Antoinette said, I totally agree with and resonate with. I just want to, you know, encourage everyone to embrace what Malini said and to come from your heart center. Mm-hmm. You know, don't just come from your intellect as we share our conversations moving forward, but to really embrace your heart and let the spirit come to you and speak through you. Because really, you know, when human beings try to create things, we end up with human results. When we allow our divinity to come through us, we end up with divine results. And what we need right now to the human problems are divine solutions. Mm-hmm. And, you know, God can work through us. The spirit can work through us. The mother spirit is available to us and ready to work through us in every aspect. So let us come from that heart center and not so much from our human intellect. And let us be positive. Let us be happy that we have this conversation, that we're here together. And you know, they say when human personalities come together, it's not 1 and 1 makes 2, but it's the square of that number. So we are a huge number of people right now coming together. And I always say that as a human being, I am a 0 and God is a 1. So when I come together with God, I become a 10. And every person that joins as a 0 adds another decimal point to that. So we're about 1 million right now. So let's let this convergence, this conversation really rise. And if you are viewing online, please share your comments as well from your heart so that we can take what the viewers are contributing as well as the participants, and just really come with a great combination of vision, truth, and inspiration that we can move forward in the days, months, and years ahead. You know, the time is now, and we have a great opportunity to be present and to share.
And just a quick reminder that this people's press conference is for the people. So it's not just all established people, this is everybody. So even the viewers who are watching, if you have something to say, if you have something to contribute, if there's something that you want to present, if there's an idea or something that you want to share with the world, just think of this as our massive think tank and everything. You're also invited. You know, the link is there with the peace conference on the pressconference.org. Join us. Become one with us, let us grow. And thanks to John with the Sign Network that we're able to live stream this, you know, through so many different organizations. Amen. We are able to reach everybody across the planet. So there's your chance. Get involved, be a part of the solution, not a part of the problem, and let's look towards the future in a better way.
Yeah. Last thing I want to say is love.
Love.
Let's just share the love, come from a place of love, and heal our world with love. Amen. Namaste.
Oh my goodness, Antoinette, Pato, so grateful you're here with us, really creating this space, because we're all creating this together, and it would not be the same without you. And that goes for everyone in this room. So I'd love to, by the way, I'm going to call on a couple of folks. Love to call on Kate, Sister Kate, if you're ready, John, if you're ready. And by the way, if I call on you and you're not ready, just pass it, no problem. And this is the people's press conference. This isn't like, well, we've got this agenda and we have to stick to it and it's rigid and it was determined 3 months ago and that's how it's going to be. Anyway, if you're ready, Sister Kate, followed by John, please go for it. Yeah.
Well, on the heels of that, I would just jump on and say I've kind of been following this musical ministry of Pato and Antoinette. And thank you for reaching all of us and reminding us that it's in this space of love that we can co-create a different place that we've come from. As we move from this age of power into the age of love, we're just discovering what it's like to come together in these circles. The first circle started with me with Barbara Marx Hubbard about 11 years ago. So I'm kind of a veteran of the talking circle and in the Zoom room. And then Brother Phil has done such great talking circle training, trying to teach us how to come together in this we space. We've been so programmed into the rugged individualism, but as has been spoken, there's so much wisdom and truth in every perspective. And until we listen to one another, we can't understand that bigger picture. I've heard it said that our cultures need to sing to one another so that this one song of the universe can emerge. And so I'm just grateful that we're all here bringing our individual melody to that great harmony that happens in this universe. Thank you all for being here.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Kate, sister. We would not be here together if it were not for my sister, Kate. We would not be here together if it were not for my sister, Antoinette. And I go around the room. This is the case. I'm going to call on, I really want to acknowledge first John Raymer. And then after that, I thought maybe if Dr. Silas Rao might be ready, and then I'll call on Stan and Sir Roland. But I want to do a very special call out. If you're watching this right now, whether live or recorded, chances are, by a huge margin, it's thanks to the Sign Network and John Raymer and company. And he'll be the first to acknowledge that it's a network. And so what's really happening here is our networks are merging together, coming together, dancing together, and we're just organically co-creating this network of networks. And with that, I want to pass it to the godfather of the network of networks. So Brother John Raymer, take it away and take all the space you need. And Silas and Sir Roland, if you're ready after, go for it, John. Love you, brother. Welcome. Take it away.
Thank you, everybody, for being here, for showing up, right? That's kind of the point of the game. And what you're saying about the Sign Network is true, because its power is our collective power. So even though it's true that I invited people to make that happen together, The fact that we're able to go out onto these pages is only because of the trusted sharing between us and harnessing the power of trust. So the Sign Alliance is just, it's a network of social innovators committed to behavior change at scale. This is the thing that I'm most concerned about. David Gershon, who is a member, said to me, because what happened was I started the Compassion Games. It came out of the Compassionate Cities movement, which we started in Seattle. And there's a story there with the Compassion Games and the mayors and all that. But frankly, I was so frustrated by how hard it was to collaborate. It would be like people would say, oh, I love what you're doing. It's really good. Let me talk to the board of directors. And if the board approves, we'll put your logo on our website. I said, oh my God, we're in trouble. If that's the level of trust and if that's the level of integration that we can achieve, we're not going to make it. So I dreamt of this world in which we started out from a different place and we started out granting trust. The fact that Summer, my wife, and I are admins on 250 Facebook pages says a lot, because it means a lot of people said, like Pato and Antoinette and Jamin and others said, hey, you know what? I believe in you and I'll trust you with, like, one of my most sacred things is my Facebook page. Oh my God. And it's funny, but it's ironic because it demonstrates what we're capable of doing together. We have the power with, if we can learn how to make those kind of agreements with each other. Because what happened here is this is now out on 25 or 30 pages instantly because of Silas and others here have given us the trust to do that. So we are better together. And we're at a moment in time when that is so needed right now. I feel it in my heart so much. So a couple things I want to make people aware of. Brother Phil, who I've been working with for 12 years, who shared the indigenous wisdom that he's carried for 40 years prior. And he shared with me this summary statement that's at the heart of all of our work. He says, starting from within, working in a circle, in a sacred manner, we heal and develop ourselves, our relationships in the world. And being a musician, when I heard that, I said, oh my God, that is a hit. That's got to be known. So we've put that idea, and there are 16 guiding principles that summary statement reflects. That's at the heart of everything we've done with the Compassionate Cities, with the Compassion Games, and with Sign. And off of that space, now what's happening in December is we'll be launching this global center of indigenous science and ancestral wisdom. Phil's been working on this since 1989. And there's some remarkable opportunities for healing in the Amazon and healing other bioregional indigenous-led communities to support them in a way that we don't have the time to get into the detail, but it's happening. And I want you guys to be a part of enlightening our way together, especially the solstice. Let's do the holidays together. These holidays are going to be unlike anything we've ever experienced before. And it's crazy that we had to get locked down and be socially distanced to actually find ourselves spiritually connected and emotionally united in ways. So here's the other thing that's happening. So I just want to say, I am so healed by hearing the voice of Barack Obama. I've been listening. I've got the book, A Promised Land. He reads it to you, but it is restored. And I didn't agree with everything Obama did, but boy, the fact that there's an adult back in the room and that he can remind me what it is to be in service to the world. So here's what's happening. We have this campaign. It's called Pledge to Unite, Not Fight. Pledge to Unite, Not Fight.com. And we're using this as a way to build momentum towards an online convergence we're doing during MLK weekend on building beloved community. So Martin Luther King has so much to share with us. You want to make America great again? It was King who said everybody can be great because everybody can serve. And you want to know how to turn an enemy into a friend? It's with love, just like Pato said. In fact, here's a quote from King. He says, the aftermath of violence is bitterness. The aftermath of nonviolence is the creation of beloved community, so that when the battle is over, a new relationship comes into being. The end is reconciliation and redemption. This is the love that may well be the salvation of our civilization. So I invite everyone to come participate like we did for the World Unity Week and the Up Convergence. We're doing a convergence on the theme of building beloved community. And what's amazing is it's 2 days before the inaugural. So I feel the best thing we could do for Grandpa Joey and Kamala, we've got racial inequality on the agenda. I mean, I can't believe it when you wake up to what this moment is for us. Let's get the seniors involved. We've elected the oldest man ever. We need the wisdom of the seniors to guide and inspire and be there to help the youth that are ready to step forward on climate change and all these issues. So I just want to say I am on fire. I'm convinced this is the moment we were born for. I'm grateful to you, Jamin, and everyone for making a People's Press Conference available. I'll drop the link in there. Pledge to unite, not fight. Let's work it out, not fight it out. We got to deal with the fact that so many of the citizens here in the US are really hurting now. 10 more million people than before voted for Donald Trump. What is that about? We're going to be doing these Zoomerang sessions. We call them depolarization sessions. We'll go into a Zoom room with people that look different and think different than you. We'll learn how to listen and not judge, how to ask and not assume. How do we build that? We all know we need to heal. It's easy to say we need to do it, but how do we do that? Let's discover that together. So that's my gift. That's my pledge. That's my promise. I'm in. I'm giving all I got. I know you're doing the same. I'm going to give you a link to the pledge to unite, not fight. Sign on, game on.
Beautiful, John. Beautiful. Goodness. And thank you so much for taking us on and just being part of this. It's a giant wave, like you say, a sine wave. It's one gigantic wave, and we're all joining the wave. And with that, I'd love to hear from Silas, if you're ready, followed by Sir Roland, followed by Stan. I mentioned the godfather of Network of Networks. You're about to meet the grandfather of the Network of Networks. Anyway, but let's Silas, if you're ready, followed by Sir Roland, go for it. Silas, brother, I'm just going to let everyone introduce themselves. Otherwise, I'll do nothing but accolades. Silas's would take about 17 minutes at last count. The bottom line, we love you, Silas. And speaking about bringing us together, you're bringing all of us together, not just human species, but all species. God bless you, Silas. We love you so much. Take it away. You're on mute. There you go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Jamin. And thank you, John, for that wonderful introduction. And Malini for bringing us all together in the beginning. And to Pato and Antoinette and Kate. My heart is filled right now. It's bursting. This is the greatest transformation in human history. And we are the ones who have to do it. And we are doing it. This is what I call the transformation from the caterpillar to the butterfly. And COVID-19 has put us in the chrysalis phase of the caterpillar, so that we now can think about how we become butterflies. The caterpillar had its time, and we have done what we set out to do, which is to create a climate regulation for this planet. This planet will never, ever go back to another ice age as long as we are around. And that's what we accomplished during the caterpillar phase. But we did that by focusing so much on economic growth. And it has now reached a point where we cannot grow the economy anymore. In the name of economic growth, we have monetized everything to the point where when a dead tree has more economic value than a live tree, we cut down the tree. When a dead animal has more economic value than a live animal, we kill the animal. And when a sick human being has more economic value than a healthy human being, we sicken people. And by doing that, we have endangered life on Earth through climate change, through biological annihilation and pandemics. And to grow our economy, we have deliberately addicted everyone into compulsive behaviors. And we have lied to our children about protein, about calcium, about Santa Claus, about Easter Bunny, about you name it, in order to turn them into consumers who will then become future caterpillars. And finally, we have stolen from the poor to enrich the rich. So that caterpillar phase is over. We are done with that. And now COVID-19 has put us in the chrysalis phase, so we can think about how we become butterflies. That is the gift that my granddaughter gave me. I would like to dedicate this day to her. It is her birthday today. She's turning 10. And it's been 10 years of tremendous joy in our lives. She has literally reversed my perspectives on things. She has made me look at things from this transformative perspective. When I took this picture that's in my background, I was very depressed because I thought that we were the only species that doesn't belong in nature. This used to be a coffee plantation, 20 years ago, and turned into this beautiful forest. And all we had to do was to let the animals come and do their thing. And we had to prevent human beings from coming inside. So I felt like I don't belong on Earth. As human beings, we don't belong on Earth. And then my granddaughter was born a year later. And when I held her in my arms for the first time, when she was a month old, she looked up at me and she smiled. And with that, I got a chill up and down my spine because she was literally telling me, what do you mean I don't belong? I belong exactly as I am. So you go find another story in which I belong exactly as I am. And that set me on a journey of research to understand what were we doing during our caterpillar phase and when are we going to transform to a butterfly. And I realized that this is it. We have to do it now. This is the time. This is the time when forces of peace and love have to organize ourselves. And this is why I'm so excited about this press conference that Jamin has organized, because I think this is about getting us organized so that we all work together towards our common goal, towards this beloved community that John was talking about. A beloved community that includes all of life, in which we begin to treat all life as sacred. And I'm really looking forward to seeing that happen, bringing it to fruition. And I'm a systems engineer, so I'm here to devote everything I know, my entire life, to make this happen. Because we need to do this for our children and our grandchildren. We did not inherit the earth from our ancestors. We borrow it from our children. And this is what Chief Seattle told us over 100 years ago. So thank you very much, Jamin. Thank you for organizing all this. And I'm here. I'm looking forward to it. I'll keep coming back.
Oh my goodness. Thank you so much, Dr. Silas Rao. And we love you so much. I just have to correct you on one minor thing, which is I didn't organize this, you did. And when I say you, I mean it in the Spanish plural, vosotros, all of us, all of you, all of us, all together. John organized this. You're watching this thanks to John Raymer, not thanks to me, right? You're watching this thanks to Sister Kate, who brought us all together, not thanks to me. So that's the one correction. With that, we're going to keep it rolling because we need to hear from all of us. So if Sir Roland, if you're ready, and then followed by Stan, and we'll keep it rolling from there. All right, Sir Roland, how you doing there?
Hey, don't ever ask me that question again. You always know I'm 7 seconds to 7 minutes from ecstasy. Okay, well, I'm here because of John Raymer. And then Jamin pulled me into this. And I'm so excited. Now I believe it's time for measured results. And John, you mentioned the word trust. Well, for me, it's all about trust and has been since 1962. I got my PhD under Jack Gibb, who wrote the only book and first book on trust. The second note I want to make is I won't have anything to do with Facebook. You people do, but that's okay. Why? Because Dr. Hill, my student, became the highest paid change maker in the world at Facebook. And she quit because she experienced all the unethical behavior going on there, including the Nazis coming in from the Amazon. Okay. So and I love what John said, pledge to unite, not fight. That's just awesome. And so I'm the transformation expert living today. There's only about 4 or 5 of us still living since 1962. And my dream is to focus now on water, plants, and animals or human beings, because I believe they're close to extinction. And my second dream is to be able to have virtual transformation experiences with over 1,000 people online and have a deeper transformation than I used to be able to create working with President Clinton with 1,500 people. Okay? It's coming. And so I sign off by saying, as my guru, Shivananda, who I personally met in 1962, said he would always be with me. And he now has the largest yoga organization growing in the world. I heard John talk about Obama. Obama's wife just told Oprah says, what's your passion now? She says, yoga. Well, now everybody's going to do it. More and more people are going to do yoga. So I'm a yogi since 1962, and I hit the bliss. I hit the ecstasy. I hit the indescribable peace that I'll pass the understanding that St. John talks about, right? And I see Jamin smile. That's wonderful. So, as Shivananda would say, serve, love, realize, meditate, and become one in solitude. And now the Pope, who's been my client, by the way, says in his new encyclical that just came out a week or so ago, there's 2 key phrases. We must have solidarity, and we got to get rid of the economic thing of the United States. That's gone. Because that's all about serving the stakeholder and making money for the rich gets rich and rich get richer. So I say with that, Ali, Muhammad, namaste. Oh, I got to say the beautiful woman from India, Shivananda's from India. I'm transforming India. I'm transforming China. I'm transforming the Philippines, and I'm transforming Africa. And I've created the largest transformations in those countries and South America, more than anybody measured. They tell me that. Okay, so all I say that is peace and love, and Jamin, thanks for doing what you're doing. You're a genius.
Well, oh my God, again, I must correct. It's not my genius. You're looking at the collective genius of this entire gathering. And I thank you so much for your kind words, Sir
You're a
Roland.
genius because you're pulling together the key people.
No, I'm not. Kate is. Malini is. If it weren't for Sister Malini, Sister Kate, Sister Antoinette, we would not be here. Sister Karen,
Okay.
everyone.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. And yourself, Sir Roland. Anyway, I could go on and on. Like I said, I'm gonna let everyone speak for themselves.
Yes.
This is the
Somebody else now is going to talk.
Okay. Love you so much, Sir Roland, and thank you.
Love you too. That's all it's all about, love.
All right. For those who've just tuned in, we're kind of in the home stretch of the first, what is nominally the first hour, where we've got some. The folks here are scheduled to speak, and then we're going to go into the 2-minute mode around the top of the hour or a few minutes thereafter. But first, I would love to hear from, if you're ready, Stan, followed by Leslie, if you're ready. And this is all optional. If I call on you and you're not ready, just pass the talking feather. It's not a problem. Followed by Karen, if you're ready, followed by Brett. These are just opening comments to this thing that we're co-creating here, this hyper object that we have both so much ease and love talking about, and at the same time, it's such a big thing. How do you talk about it? And so here to tell us how to talk about it, talk about the grandfather of the network of networks. Stan, I'm going to let you speak for yourself, but my goodness, Stan created this brilliant thing called Other Networks. And he started doing what we're doing here with collective intelligence and network of networks. He started doing it on a 3x5 card system, very systematic, very complete in San Francisco. Anyway, Stan, love you, brother. Welcome. Take it away.
Sorry, Philadelphia. And that's where I am now. And I've been here for 74 years. And I was in an attic with a bunch of friends doing our thing. And someone said to me, have you ever heard of the Whole Earth Catalog? And I go, and I am still reverberating from those 3 words. The Whole Earth Catalog was a directory of other directories. So I realized at that point that we needed a Whole Earth Catalog of people. Because at that point, of course, all you could find was the Yellow Pages. You could find some businesses. You couldn't find people. No way. So I set about to try to find some way that I could function in the world and help people find each other. I happened to run across an ad in the Village Voice that said, if you want something done or you want to do something, you want to buy something, you want to sell something, this is the place to come. So I went there, New York City, Lower East Side, a little storefront, people standing around reading cards on the walls. And I said, what is this? Okay. So I spoke to the owner and, what is happening here? He said, well, people are allowed to write as many cards as they want. And as long as they're a member, they can have all the addresses of all the people on the cards. And they can network with each other. And what he was doing, he was sitting there making matches, because it wasn't just the cards on the walls. It wasn't just the cards. Those cards, on any bulletin board, they do their thing. But he was sitting there listening to everybody, coming to a sense of who they are, what they want, what they do, what they have to offer. And he interpreted that and gave them additional context that they didn't think of, that they didn't find on the wall, because he knew something about the people. So I call that crowd helping. I call that information advocacy, using information to be an advocate for the people who you talk to. And I want to start a global conversation about something that I call helpfulness. Helpfulness. So we have a lot of respect for kindness. We need to have respect for trust, for empathy, for all the kinds of things, ecstasy, praise, but helpfulness actually does something. And when I hear people talking about being kind to other people, what are they really saying? They're saying that somebody was kind and they did this and they did that. They helped somebody. So I want to have a conversation. This is the beginning. This is the beginning of my starting to espouse this. I've been talking about this since 1969, but now is the time to awaken people to their power to be helpful to their neighbors and their friends and other people in the world, and develop the network of networks of helpful people. All right, so we're all talking about networking and networks of networks, but we need to have a basic philosophy behind it. The basic philosophy is if you help somebody, they will remember. If they help you, you'll remember. Helpfulness brings people into focus. I learned that when I got a casserole for when I had my hip replaced. And the people that gave me the casserole, who were they? And I got names. I didn't remember the names. And I asked my wife, who are these people? They were your son's housemates. He lives with them. Oh, yeah, I've met them. And all of a sudden, their faces and their attitudes and whatever I knew about them all gelled into my vision. So that's what brought me to realize that helpfulness brings people into focus. And so what I would like to beginning here with the conversation concept, is conversations on how people can be more helpful to each other. How do we learn as an individual how to be part of a movement of people who are helping other people? And ultimately, I would like to see us build something that would be called a crowd helping system, where crowd helping happens. And right now we have social media where people talk about things and they exchange stuff and they do help other people sometimes, but it's not the focus of the social media. I would like to see social media that goes above, that goes beyond, and it is specifically designed for people who want to help other people, not just themselves. They're not just talking to find a date or to find something to do. They're looking on the system for finding a way or something that will help somebody that they are helping through the medium of somebody else who has something and they have somebody and they're trying to help them. And so the network of networks becomes a network of helpers. I don't know if I need to say any more. That's where I want to start. And I do this work through other networks, which is my idea of a wiki. It's like a website for people to post what it is that they like, and anybody can go on other networks. There's a button on the front page that says nominate a new page. You can nominate your work. You can nominate somebody else's work. It brings up a survey. You put in whatever you want to write about it. There's a number of different questions that you can answer. The basic thing is, what's this new page going to be called? And what is its URL, or where can we find it, or something like that? How do we find it? And then we'll add that, we'll copy and paste that information into other networks. And other networks started with the idea of a newsletter back in the 80s. Other networks was the name of my newsletter, the newsletter of networks of people. And we run that newsletter for about 10 years. We did about one issue a year. And now you can see Other Networks newsletter on the Internet Archive. It's on there. A friend of mine made sure it got posted on the Internet Archive. So you can see us talking about how do people communicate without meeting. And we were focused at one point on letter writing groups. So you can write a letter, send it to somebody who's going to copy your letter with everybody else's letter and mail them back out again. So we had correspondence. They were called many-to-manys or amateur press associations. The nomenclature for amateur press associations actually started with people who owned their own printing presses in the 1800s.
Wow, we're going back in time here, Stanley. My goodness. That's insane. That is great.
Okay.
So you put other networks into the chat, right? I think Sally's done that on our behalf.
No, I don't. I haven't done anything with the chat. I needed to focus on what I needed to say. So I would invite people to join me with Leslie and Melanie. Melanie was the hero that hooked me up with Jamin, and Jamin decided, oh, we need to get married. So our first meeting, Jamin says, well, let's get married. We're going, okay. I like and have been doing networks and networking for 50 years. 50 years, yeah, longer. And now I want to bring it to culmination. The culmination is to take all these connections and put into each one of the connections the imaginal selves. The people who are helping other people are imaginal selves, making helpfulness a key concept in how do we break through all the stuff that's holding us back.
Is that all you want to say, Stan, or are we good to go?
I might say one more thing, and that is I'm expecting that this is the dawn, the darkness before the light of the age of helpfulness. And thank you.
Right. Wow. That is an all-encompassing human request, human to human. Thank you. And thank you for all you do, Stanley, in making us know and understand this library and living library that's crowdsourced and is so rich. And so I'm just going to say, hi, I'm Leslie. And you know what? For many of you young folks out there, I'm sure you're looking and saying, oh gosh, that's the generation that we are just trying to say goodbye to. I mean, we're the young ones, we're coming in, we're ready to rock. What do you guys, I mean, look what you're leaving us with. And I just want to say my driver's license might say I'm a senior, but my heart tells me I am 16 years old again. And all I'm commenting on in this moment is that in my DNA are the 7 generations that went before me. And in my DNA is the 7 generations that I have in front of me. My granddaughter is in me and I am in her. And when I speak for all those generations. So don't look at my body and say, okay, when are you getting off the stage, girl? It's time for us. I'm saying, I am here as the representative of all those generations before me and those generations in front of me. And in this wonderful forum of where we get to ignite conversations that matter, we get to rep all of those. And so there is no such thing as just me. We are all we. And so I am excited to be part of this inauguration of marvelousness, of incredibility, of whatever word we'll find to express it, it's going to come. And as we do that, I want to say, listen with your body as well as with your mind and your heart. Your body is absolutely wired with magnificent intelligence. So when you hear someone speak, when you hear a cause that hits you in any part of your body, pay attention, because it knows more than we allow it to say. And so let all of you be here with us in this moment. Let all of the generations before and after be here. And I can't wait to be part of the wrap up when I get to say, what the heck went on here? And so I am now passing the feather back to our man on Stan on Jamin.
Thank you so much, Leslie's sister. And it's so great to see everyone here. I want to welcome everyone to the People's Press Conference, thepressconference.org, a co-production of the Sign Network and so many other good things, all of us. I just got news we're going to be joined by Brother Phil Lane in a few minutes, and he's going to do the opening prayer for the next several hours, which will be the heart of this, which is the 2-minute stuff. But anyway, all that is to say is, Karen, if I could get a few words from you briefly, Brett, a few words from you briefly, Oriana, a few words briefly, and everyone gets to speak today. Everyone. That is the People's Press Conference. If it's 2 minutes, it's 2 minutes, but everyone gets to speak, and it's all recorded, and it will all be digested and processed. And we got Charlie Bloss there at ETH in Switzerland with the supercomputers, making sure we get every ounce of data that can be squeezed. Anyway.
On down.
I just want to acknowledge and hug everyone here. But Karen, if you're good to go, followed by Brett, followed by Oriana, and then Brother Phil's going to be with us. He's joining the room now. Oh my goodness. Let's give a warm welcome to Brother Phil. And then if we can go rapid fire, Karen, Brett, Oriana, and then on the 2-minute segments, then we've got plenty more time. Brother Phil, welcome, brother.
Good to see you. Good to see you. Good morning. Good morning there, brother. Good morning, brother.
So great to see you. And I want to honor John Raymer, through whom I know you, Brother Phil. I know you through John Raymer.
Yes, and I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for John Raymer, because John Raymer has been my mentor and mainstay throughout this whole journey in the whole digital world. So God bless John Raymer, wherever he may be. Oh, he's right here.
He's right here with us. He's right here, right where he ought to be.
Nice to see you, Christopher. Nice to see you, Malini. Stanley. Good to see you this morning.
Beautiful,
Yes.
Brother Phil. I was just raving about you, and we'll call on you, and I guess in about 5 minutes, if you'll be ready at that time. Meanwhile,
Yes.
we're going to hear rapid fire from Karen, Brett, and Oriana. Go for it, Karen, sister.
All right, rapid fire from me, Karen. I'm going to invite any of you who are open to close your eyes for a moment. Place your hands on your heart. Taking a deep breath in, and we'll have a few moments of silence. Feel that rhythm, your unique rhythm of your heartbeat. How phenomenal that we as transformational leaders are able to gather here in the universal heart of one to live this truth that I believe each and every one of us has known since the moment we arrived here on earth, that we would gather in this way with our family. So I invite you to take a moment to deeply honor your unique heart rhythm. Listen, feel, and hear how it harmonizes with the heartbeat of Mother Earth, with the heavens above, and deeply thank yourself for every single breath of love and magnificence you offer to yourself and to the world. I'm so grateful to be in this magnificent, if you feel you want to open your eyes, now's a great time. Heart of One, this is family. I have a quote unquote business, the way I live my passion in the world, surfing your soul, because I have a passion that each and every one of us is able to live from the pure essence of our soul. So it's amazing that we get to gather here, ask each other how to support one another, tell each other how we need support, and just be so present with one another. So thank you. It's going to be a phenomenal day. And we'll actually I won't be able to be at the after party because we'll be having a co-convergence open house at 5:30 in another Zoom room with an amazing alchemist. So glad to be with you all day.
All righty. Well, I have I have a proposal for, my goodness, beautiful, Sister Karen. Well, I have a proposal for everyone. I didn't mention this a moment ago, but Brother Phil actually has a time constraint coming up at about 1:15. So what I'd like to do is propose that Brett and Oriana be the first two speakers right after the opening ceremony. I just want to give plenty of time and space for Brother Phil, if you're ready, Brother Phil, to
Yes.